Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. Hopefully everybody had a good Holy Easter Sunday with your family, with your friends. Obviously thinking about all the folks killed in Sri Lanka, the Christians, the Catholics, that Obama, Hillary, all the other folks, when they sent out condolences, they dropped that word out, right? You know, they always mention Muslim or Islam whenever folks like that get killed, like in the New Zealand killings, but today's and yesterday's condolences dropped the word Christian or Christianity or Catholic. So it's a really disgrace to see how stupid and awful some of these people are. But anyway, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? We have Solo Friday coming up. Quick reminder that this service, first live trade service that we've launched in years, it's a new live trade brief. It's going to be every Friday for now. Tentatively scheduled for every Friday for now. Quick 30-minute session where we're only going to cover Amazon, and obviously we're going to cover the XLY because currently that ETF is made up of 25% Amazon shares. So if you can't get into an Amazon, the XLY is a good proxy. We're going to cover that. Limited membership, we're almost full, as a matter of fact. When I checked this morning, it's only $97 a month, or we'll give you a 25% discount if you do an annual subscription. $8.97 for a year, $97 for a month. Access to Solo Friday, you need to head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Here is the sales page. To get access, go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Yes, you're going to get text alerts. Yes, you're going to get email alerts live from the session if you can attend. And then obviously after the session is done, we post it, the replay on the member page. So like I said, only $97 a month or $897 for annual subscription. Okay. Haven't talked about this guy in a while, and it looks like we're going to start needing to. Remember, year and a half, God, it seems forever ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it was, when the president said he was going to rain fire and fury down on North Korea like the world has never seen before, threatening to vaporize 25 million people. They made nice. Now we're not making nice. Satellite images showing reprocessing activity at the North Korea nuke site. That's not good. In the past, every time these folks have lit off a bottle rocket, the United States runs over there on their hands and knees with billions of dollars in money to make them stop. And of course, they blow through it like a sailor in port, and then they do it again. They get more money. This guy doesn't do it. Donald Trump does not play that game. He's keeping the sanctions in place, and it's obviously working. So this might come to a head along with this. Iran threatens to close the Strait of Hormuz if the U.S. blocks its oil exports. So the president, I did not agree with this. I thought the president was completely wrong to do this. When he ripped up the nuke agreement and put sanctions back in place, he exempted like 8 countries: China, India, South Korea. He gave some of our quote-unquote allies. Last time I checked, China and India ain't allies. But anyway, they could still get oil from Iran. Guess what happens? That's really not sanctioning Iran. So over the weekend, the president finally relented and said, actually, no more waivers. We're done. Nobody's getting oil from Iran. This is a big deal, folks. So we got South Korea starting to rear their ugly heads, and Iran. And obviously, as we know, I've been briefing you on the military actions going on over with China and the United States and Taiwan. Taiwan is a renegade province, according to China. It's its own sovereign country to the United States. We're sending them F-16s. We're sending them battle tanks, and China's none too pleased. So obviously, as the world pays attention to the potential trade deal, we're going to keep an eye on the real threat, which is actually China. So, great headlines. U.S.-China trade deal will be more substantial than expected. I think we're going into round 10, 11, 12, whatever round we're in with our China negotiations. We have a good bear call spread on China that's up since last week, about $1,200. The 46 and a half bear call spread, and that trade's looking pretty good to make its full profit there of about $2,100. So good looking trade on China. Nothing new to brief here. It's ops normal. Our dude's on a plane over to there. After this week, that dude's on a plane over to here. I think that's when we're going to get an announcement when that Vice Premier Lee Hu heads back over here. I think that's when we're going to announce maybe end of May, beginning of June signing ceremony in up the road here in Mar-a-Lago. So ops normal there. So Chinese stocks tumbled actually after Beijing threatens to pull the Kool-Aid. So they've been behind the scenes. The PBOC, the People's Bank of China, has been pumping up Shanghai, well, just Chinese equities. They've been obviously popping up Chinese businesses, and it looks like they're going to start sitting on their hands a little bit. The Politburo meeting signaled a less dovish policy stance. And that was last week. So towards the end of last week, they kind of signaled might be taking it easy on the Kool-Aid, and didn't go over too well. We're ticking lower. We're flopping around here, right? The Dow's plus or minus, S&P's plus or minus, but we're up like 16% on the S&P 500 now. We're like 30 points away from the all-time high on the S&P 500. And as predicted, we've kind of run out of airspeed here. I said we're going to kind of languish going into earnings. Huge earnings week. We got Amazon. We just about every FANG this week. We got CSX last week, infrastructure. So really, really big earnings week on tap here, and that's going to be the catalyst to either drive this market higher or lower, in my opinion. FANG stocks have seen a nice rebound this year. We predicted the FANG implosion last year, which they did. I've been sitting on my hands this year, and now they're looking pretty good. Seems like every day we get quote-unquote breaking news about Facebook and how they're just an awful company and really lying to you, but it seems like investors aren't going to care. And let me say it like this. Investors care when they care. So you can get in Facebook. I mean, it's essentially been flat for a year compared to us saying, hey, we should maybe get into Amazon here. Let's pull up a chart. So the one-year chart of Facebook ain't super stellar. I think we're at break even. So there's a year ago, and what's that? 1.9%. That's almost, you could have made the same amount of money in a savings account and would have been a lot more safe and avoided these highs and lows. So Facebook really ain't that looking super in the past year. I said get out of those FANGs, and what did I say to target instead? Amazon, which is up 22%. So you could have had 2% or 22% in the past year. I'm not a FANG guy. I'd rather get alpha in Amazon. That's why we're going to do Solo Friday and focus on Amazon, because you could just trade in one name, folks. I mean, that's what market makers do. I have a lot of buddies who are market makers who just trade in one name. They don't even know a stock market exists outside of that stock. Amazon's going up, you trade bullish trades on it. Amazon's going down, you get bearish on it. It's going sideways. We do iron condors or range bound tactics. So again, head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo, and for $97 you can trade our Amazon only. We're going to be taking a look at CSX today at 1 o'clock in our weekly option service. So we might look at a weekly options trade on that. Had a nice beat on earnings, hell of a earnings report. So check out what CSX did. It had a nice pop after earnings. Good, let's go maybe a 10-day chart here. Good pop on earnings, and it's holding the pop for now. That's bullish. So big pop, usually stocks come to retest. They try and fill at least half the gap. If they come and fill half the gap and go up, that's bullish. Obviously, if they come down to half the gap and keep going down, that's bearish. This is what you want to see. Pop and hold the pop, which is awesome. So we're going to take a look at maybe, and it's channeling here sideways, which is great. So we may even do a weekly iron condor on that trade. So make sure all members join me if you're in weekly options at 1 o'clock. As far as macro data, is existing home sales were the worst in 13 months. This is kind of a canary in the coal mine here, folks. Existing home sales coming back to this level. That's not bullish, folks. We'll get new home sales tomorrow, and the Richmond Fed on Wednesday. Nothing super market moving on there. Thursday, we're going to get core and regular durable goods. Remember, whenever you see the word core or hear the word core, it means X something, and this is X transportation items. So we'll see how durable goods is doing later in the week. And then on Friday, advanced GDP. This is market moving, folks. Remember, GDP comes out in 3 parts. There's advanced, preliminary, and final. Advanced release is the earliest and tends to have the most impact. Okay, so the previous quarter was revised down. to 2.2 from 2.6. Remember, we're forecasting to stay level now at 2.2, so it'll be interesting. I definitely think there's going to be a 2 in front of that decimal point, and if it is, I think the market's going to take that as some good news. And then revised consumer sentiment and inflation expectations at a University of Michigan on Friday. Actually going to be heading up to Michigan here in about a week and a half, doing a keynote and an event for Whirlpool and supporting their veterans. Whirlpool puts a lot of appliances in formerly homeless veterans' homes. So I'm going to head up to Michigan. It's a resort on the lake or something like that. Really looking forward to it. But got to go, folks. Solo Friday, Amazon only, all day, all night. And $97 a month, $8.97 for an annual subscription. That's a 25% discount. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.